There's also a thing that happens when, like, the I Hate Christine Club thing, where the other girls are probably like, I don't want to be on the end of that, so I'm going to join in.
Yep.
You get scared that they're going to go after you next, and you want to be on the mean team. I think that's what's going on with Donald Trump. I really do. I think that's a lot of the reason why people are with him and for him. He's so vindictive and mean, and the way he goes after people. I think you see a lot of people support him and sort of like cower to him.
Yeah.
Like even that Megyn Kelly chick.
Yeah.
Who's a super brassy, badass ice princess. She did that interview with him after they had their little thing when she sat down with him, and she was so like submissive. It was weird. It was, I mean, maybe she's trying to keep her job. Maybe Fox News right of the Riot Act. I don't know, but it was really bizarre to watch her tone down. Did you ever see it?
I didn't see the follow-up interview. So she didn't call him out on anything. She just backed
really.
off?
No, she was really submissive. It was not what I expected. It was very orchestrated. I mean, I think it was kind of obvious at that point. I don't know if he was the nominee or he was on his way. It looked like all the other nominees were falling apart.
Yeah.
And she did this interview where her and him sat in some office room, like sat across from a table, and it was like people are scared.
Yeah.
People are scared of you know, the strong man or the strong woman, you know, the person who's going to go after you.
Or the unpredictable. Like, I think Donald is so unpredictable. Yeah. You never know what he's going to throw at you. And he will go to whatever lengths he needs to go to humiliate, to make you feel less than, to throw you off your game.
Yeah.
You know, so she probably was just like, I better just.
Well, he sues so many people, and so many people sue him. That's his world. You know, that's like a normal thing for him. If he doesn't have a bunch of lawsuits floating around the world, he probably feels like, God, nothing's even happening today. You know, I got to get something going. I got to sue somebody.
It's just crazy.
But I think that is one of the reasons why people like are attracted to him, because they don't want to be on his bad side. I think people are terrified of him. You know, super billionaire, very famous, big, powerful guy. I think there's a bunch of people that like with this I Hate Christine Club, if there was this one mean bitch that just wanted to go after you, there's probably a bunch of people that would want to side with her just because they're scared that she's going to turn on them and start going after them next.
I think that's probably right.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
It's total. It's a tribal thing. It becomes this weird, like that's our leader now. You gotta, you know, a lot of leaders are the most vicious, mean, nasty, terrifying people. You know, look at the dictators in Russia or Putin or Kim Jong-un, or what are they known for? The dictators in a lot of these Middle Eastern countries. They're fucking ruthless people.
Yep.
And everyone's scared of them, so they all go behind them, you know?
Yep. Better to be behind them than go up against them.
To feel their wrath.
Yep. Yeah, I think fear is a big motivator, unfortunately. You know? And it, I think, impacts our ability to really think clearly about something, because we're just so scared and so threatened that we stop questioning. Wait a second, like, what is he really saying? What is he really leading me to? Yeah. Because that's the thing with Donald. When I talk to people who support him, I'm like, but do you understand? Like, he would have more money if he would have just like taken the money his father left him and invested it, versus all the bankrupting he's done. I mean, there's just so much that doesn't make sense about him. Yeah. That I'm just like, okay, well.
There's never been a man alive that needs mushrooms more than Donald Trump. If there is, I haven't heard of him. I mean, I'm sure there probably has been, but he needs them bad.
I think he needs to go straight to the Amazon.
Yeah, he might need to go right there. But he needs something.
Yeah.
It's just, he's almost like this super impulsive hubris character. Yeah. You know, everything is like when Hilary Clinton says, you know, he doesn't pay taxes. It's because I'm smart. Like, you can't help. Like, you're on a fucking debate on TV. Yeah. You just said you're smart because you don't pay taxes.
Right. But it really reflects, I mean, it's not just him. Like, it really reflects, like, where we are as a society, that enough people support him to get him to the place that he is. I think we're so polarized right now. And, like, look, I don't really love either candidate, to be honest. I just don't. But I hope that, maybe this is just wishful thinking, that we'll have 4 years of whoever it is. I think it'll be Hilary. And then in the next election, we'll have people run that we're actually excited about supporting and voting for. That's
maybe, but I don't see those people anywhere.
Yeah.
To
no one
be
wants
found.
the job.
Exactly.
No one wants the job.
That's the problem. It's a crazy job, and it's a job where they try to destroy you if you run for it. You know, and you're seeing that with Trump, and you're seeing that with Hillary, and they're pulling out all the stops. And by the time it's over, the opinion of the commander-in-chief, it's going to be terrible, no matter who wins.
Right.
I mean, that crooked Hillary thing is going to stick forever. Hashtag crooked Hillary. Yep. It's going to stick forever. Yep. And people's opinion of him is horrible. You know, it's no matter who wins, and she's going to win most likely, but it's not good. It's not good for any of us.
Nope.
It doesn't represent what we think of the United States as. We think of the United States as being this unbelievable place of creativity and innovation and the greatest superpower the world's ever known, and this, you know, this really progressive force for good in the world. And, you know,
I don't know. Maybe we need to go through this time, though, to shake it up a little bit. Maybe things need to get bad to get better. I mean, I see that in human psychology so much. You know, you need to hit rock bottom. You need to go through these hard times to have something better emerge. But maybe that's just wishful thinking. I don't know.
No, I think you're probably right. I think we also needed to understand, because of the WikiLeaks revelations, like how exactly politics is run, even with the people we think that are the good folks. Like, it's all fucking gross and dirty, and all the stuff with the Clinton Foundation and all the stuff they did to Bernie Sanders, and they conspired to keep that guy out. And I mean, he's a Democrat too. The whole thing was supposed to be about who is the person that best represents the people, what the people choose. But no, the Democratic National Committee was fucking working to make sure that Bernie Sanders wasn't the guy.
Yeah.
And they were all conspiring with Hillary, and they're all pulling favors. It's just like we were talking about before with producers and networks. It's the same shit. It's just using your power and your influence and all the friends that you've made and all the years and all the favors and pulling it together. But now we're being exposed to it in a way that we haven't really since Watergate. I mean, Watergate gave us like a little window, a tiny little window. But the access to information was so minuscule back then.
Yeah.
Like, we clung to those 15 minutes of whatever Watergate tapes, whatever it was. And we like, oh, look at this. I'm not a crook. You know, like he was doing what they were all doing. He just got caught. And we got a sense of it now. But now when you read these emails about how they really feel about each other and all the fucking grossness that goes on.
No, I try to not engage too much in the grossness, because it's just like, what's the point?
I guess the point is to understand what the world really is about, what the structure of the government that looms over us is really all about. Why are certain things legal? Why are certain things illegal? Why are certain loopholes in place? How did they get in place? Who benefits from them? What is a charity? And if it is a charity, how come you get paid so much?
Yeah.
Like, how come you get paid $250,000 to speak, and then all this money goes to your charity, but that $250,000 goes to you? Like, you just talked for an hour. Like, this is a scam.
But that's the thing. Like, you're being curious, you're asking questions. And I think that's helpful. I think what so many people are doing are just getting mad and just trash talking America and the candidates. And that doesn't do any good for anybody. If you want to, like, ask questions and get involved and start to get curious and question, that's awesome. That's how we change things. But I think too much of this has just been so emotionally driven that people are just getting upset and not really going, what can I do? What can I learn?
Yeah.
How can I shift this in some way?
Yeah. It's also people who are like super psyched to get behind their candidate, their team. Yeah. I got to tell you, like, there's a lot of grossness on both sides, for sure. There's a lot of grossness on the Trump side. There's a lot of mean assholes that have finally found another mean asshole that's running for president, and they're pumped like he's one of them. But then there's a lot of men who are using hashtag I'm with her, and they're the grossest little fucking white knights. Oh my God, I've run across a few of them on Twitter.
What's a white knight?
You don't know what a white knight is?
What's a white knight?
How dare you? You really don't know?
Like a knight in shining armor?
Yes, a man who comes along and positions himself as the superior, morally superior. What they call, Michael Shermer calls virtue signaling. You know, someone who would say, you know, hashtag I'm with her, hashtag male feminist, you know, hashtag
male
yeah, that's real.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there's a lot of those out there. Yeah, they're trying hard. They couldn't get laid any other way, and this is the strategy. The strategy is to position themselves as the super progressive.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. It's like people who don't want you to think that they're racist, so they go out of their way to discriminate against white people, other white people, when they're white. I read this thing where this woman was saying, if you are a white person and you are up for a job and you are up against a person of color, do, period, not, period, take that job. You don't deserve it. Examine white privilege. I was like, oh my God, what liberal arts college do you belong to? What fucking crazy shit is in your head? Like, what?
I don't get it at all.
Do, period, not, period, take that job. Yeah. Well, you don't have to get it. We went on a tangent. We went off. We were trying to find out how you become a life coach. And all of a sudden we're talking politics and white knights.
I love it. I love tangents.
Yeah.